A family of 5 is left with next to nothing after a house fire Tuesday. And the warmer temperatures have many people ready to head out on vacations and road trips. But AAA says brace yourself for higher prices at the pump. And fast drivers are causing big problems on some Pikeville streets. We'll tell you why and what people are doing about it.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Taylor Upchurch. Today is Thursday, March 28th. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for your look at your forecast this morning. Brandon, how does it look out there today?
So far, so good. And I think it's going to be another nice day, a little bit warmer than yesterday, too. Although we made it right to forecast yesterday, just a touch above. Forecast 65 yesterday, got to 66 at Jackson. I think we're going to be pretty close to that or just above it today in a lot of locations. Let's take a look at the conditions this morning as we start off on the UVA WISE camera. And you see those stars kind of in the background there as the sky moves overnight. And again, no big deal there across the area. Satellite radar the last few hours. A few clouds down to the south. Some rain off to our north and west, way off to our north and west. I don't think it'll affect us till late tonight into early tomorrow morning and then during the daytime hours tomorrow in scattered form. Valleys in the 30s, ridges in the 40s, the ridge tops there in the 40s there this morning. And we look at the statewide view. Paducah is 49, Charleston, West Virginia, 46, Tri-Cities 35, and Cincinnati 34. We bounced around everywhere this morning across our region. Frost scrape alert, only a quick scrape this morning, some patchy frost possible. So just kind of keep that in mind as you head out the door. I'll have the rest of that forecast coming up for you here in just a few minutes. Taylor?
Thanks, Brandon. A family of 5 is left with next to nothing after a house fire Tuesday. The fire tore through the family's home. Officials say the family is lucky to have made it out. Due to the location of the home, the fire was hard for firefighters to battle. The family says they're thankful they're still together despite the destruction.
We've never been through a total loss like this. Devastation, I didn't know, that until you're in it, you don't realize what a real total loss is.
The Red Cross was called to help. Family members tell us a GoFundMe page has also been set up. And in Wolfe County, a wildfire burning at the Red River Gorge for several days has now been contained. Right now, the 1,000-acre area covering the Wildcat and Swift Creek camp trails is closed. Since the start of March, the Kentucky Division of Forestry says they've battled almost 200 fires. And one person was arrested and another person was taken to the hospital last night after a pickup truck plowed into a parking lot along State Route 152. It happened around 7 p.m. at the Creekside Tavern in the La Valette area. Troopers say the impact set off a domino-like effect with the parked vehicles, damaging 7 altogether. The person who was taken to the hospital suffered non-life-threatening injuries, according to troopers. And there are new developments in a Perry County murder case. A Perry County grand jury indicted James McIntosh. Here he is. Police say he is the man who killed Danny Mullins late last month. The grand jury indicted him on murder and tampering with physical evidence charges. And a teenager who admitted to having a role in her stepmother's death found out how long she will have to spend in prison. Jenna Oakley was 15 when her stepmother Rhonda was killed in their Boyle County home in 2016. Earlier this year, Oakley pleaded guilty to manslaughter and theft. At her sentencing yesterday, her attorney asked a judge if she could serve her sentence in a residential treatment facility. The judge, though, sentenced Oakley to 15 years in prison. And police in Harlan County say a man ran off and jumped into a freezing river last night. Police say they stopped Roy Allen to talk to him because he matched the description of a man wanted for assaulting a state trooper. Investigators say he lied about his name and took off towards the river. They found him lying on the riverbank and partially in the river. He faces numerous charges, including wanton endangerment of police officers. And a family has more questions than answers when one of their missing dogs returned home, missing one of his back paws. Meet Jasper. He and the family's other dog, Onyx, disappeared last Friday from their home in Canova. Tuesday night, Jasper returned home without Onyx, and this one of his back paws was cut off. The family believes that the dogs jumped over the fence, and officers believe that Jasper may have been hit by a car or even a train. Investigators are not ruling out foul play just yet.
The longest I think it ever was gone for was like 20 minutes. And it was really horrible seeing him in such bad shape. He was really lethargic, very underweight.
Jasper was later treated in the ER at the vet and had the rest of his leg amputated. The family says several members donated their own money to cover a portion of the dog's medical needs. The search for Onyx, the dog, still continues. And fast drivers are causing big problems on some Pikeville streets. Now the city is cracking down on neighborhood speeders. Speedometer signs have popped up in areas like Cedar Creek after people who live there began complaining. As drivers approach the sign, it changes color and flashes the speed with corresponding message. Public Safety Director Paul Maynard says the sign is great because of its mobility.
If it does work the way that we expect it to and people start, slowing down, if we get another issue somewhere else in the city, this sign is completely movable, so we'll be able to take it to other neighborhoods and hopefully deter that problem there as well.
The speed limit is 35 miles per hour in this area. If you are driving the speed limit, the message says, "Thank you." If you're driving over the limit, it reads "too fast" with an exclamation mark over the number. And the warmer temperatures have many people ready to head out on vacations and road trips. But as CBS's Chris Martinez tells us, AAA says brace yourself for higher prices at the pump.
Drivers at this Los Angeles gas station don't like what they see when they pull up to the pump.
I probably spend about $300 or $400 a month.
Jeff Bugignagi's sales job keeps him driving all over the city, and he's fed up with the price of fuel.
It's hard on the kids, who are making minimum wage, and even the adults in the community. It's just too much money.
AAA says as more people hit the highways for spring and summer road trips, a higher demand for fuel means even higher costs.
Gas prices since the beginning of the year have increased 40 cents.
AAA's Jeanette Casalano says prices are still better than they were this time last year, but drivers can expect a gallon of regular to jump 10 cents in the coming weeks and go even higher in late May.
If you're on the West Coast, you could see it increase a little bit more, but more states in the southern part of the country will definitely see that 10-cent increase.
That's unwelcome news for drivers like Gina Castanazzi.
It costs like $70 to fill up my tank.
And unfortunately, it's likely to cost even more in the near future. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Are you interested in looking at life or your career in a different view? The first Unmanned Aerial Systems, or UAS, drone conference hosted by USA Droneport begins Friday. Pre-conference classes are going on today for first responders. 3 special keynote speakers are also stopping in Hazard this weekend. I have the details. Instructors like to think of them as smartphones.
Back in 2009, they were new. Nobody really knew what to do with them.
But much like cell phones, drones are well received by technology lovers. So why not bring aviation expertise to Kentucky? Perry County now introducing UAS First Con and its keynote speakers, U.S. Secretary of Transportation Elaine Chao, Governor Matt Bevin, and Congressman Hal Rogers. All 3 expected to speak at Saturday's luncheon.
I hope that we'll get some inflection of the future with UAS drones and how we fit into the plans in the airspace.
Professionals traveling across the nation to discuss national defense with drones, cybersecurity, software and programming, and artificial intelligence. The purpose? Highlighting unmanned robotics.
And there's a lot of things go into it, like 3D modeling and programming, layout and design.
Dedicated to first responders, pre-conference training shares basic skills and advanced sessions in a short time frame.
Instead of taking months and months on their own trying to learn the stuff or crashing drones, trying to figure out things on their own.
I have a bachelor's degree, so I'd like to add to it, hopefully increase my income and be more adventurous. This seems like a more interesting thing to do.
Taking drones to a new height. Organizers say this 3-day conference at Hazard Community and Technical College is not yet full, but more than 200 people have signed up for each day of the event. We're told several hotels nearby are already booked up. If interested in signing up, go to our website, WYMT.com, to find the link.
6:09 on this Thursday morning, and a very good morning to you if you're just getting up and getting started. A fairly nice start to the morning. A little patchy frost in some areas, and it's a little chilly in those valleys. Let's take a look at the cameras this morning. We start with Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County, and a little quiet near our transmitter up on the hill here. And we look at basically at the temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Those 30s, the valley locations, those 40s up on the ridge tops, the warmest spot in the region. 48 right now over in Prestonsburg, 35 in Harlan is the coolest spot. Look at the difference though from this time yesterday till this morning. 15 degrees warmer in Pikeville, 16 degrees in Monticello, and in Williamsburg, 20 degrees warmer this morning in Richmond. So your day planner, a kind of a slow start, but once we get it kicked up there, look at that, 62 by lunchtime, 70 this afternoon. Some spots may get a couple degrees warmer than 70 if you see less cloud cover. Taylor?
Thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. President Trump presented the Medal of Honor to the family of an Army staff sergeant who died, so other soldiers could live. And Georgetown College is celebrating another NAIA national title.